Hi friends, I have a making meaning lesson for you today, and it is on a book about trains. So I want to ask you first to find an at-home turn and talk partner. And remember, it can be a stuffed animal if you need. And so pause the video if you need to and go find a at-home turn and talk partner. Okay, now I would like to ask you if you remember the book On the Go. It was a book that I read a couple of weeks ago, and it talked about different forms of transportation that people use all over the world. If you do not remember the book, that's okay. But you could still tell your at-home turn and talk partner, what are some different types or forms of transportation? Forms of ways in which we get around. Trains are one of them. Another one are cars or bicycles. Please turn to your at-home turn and talk partner and share some other forms of transportation. Pause the video if you need more time. Okay, great. Before we get started, I would like to share with you our learning target and language target. Our learning target is I can listen to a nonfiction book and discuss what I learned. Remember, discuss means to talk about or have a conversation about. Your language target is I can listen to my at-home partner and tell something different that I learned. So we're really working on listening to our learning, but also listening to the people we speak to. It shows understanding, and it also shows us that we are able to learn from each other. So important. So friends, I want to challenge you today to really listen to your at-home turn and talk partner as they share their ideas. And I'm asking that whoever your partner is, they really listen to you as well. Okay, here we go. I have three actually, vocabulary words, words to know that we will find in the book, and defining them, giving the definition first, helps us better understand the book when we're reading it. Commuter train. A commuter train is a train that people take to get to work. As you see in the picture, that's a picture of the Link light rail train that we have here in Seattle. Give yourself a quiet thumb if you've ever rode the Link light rail train. I definitely have. The next word is goods. Goods are things that people use or buy. Things that people buy to use or eat are goods. Things that people buy to use or eat are goods. The last word is tunnel. A tunnel is a passage made underground or through a mountain for trains or cars to pass through. Tunnel. A passage made underground or through a mountain for trains or cars to pass through. So the three words that you can put a quiet thumb up when you hear in the story are commuter train, goods, and tunnel. Okay, let's get started. Trains by Matt Bowden and Gail Sodders-Smith. Trains, mighty machines. Ooh, we have a table of contents, friends. And remember, our table of contents gives us the sections and page numbers of different topics that are found within our nonfiction book. So if we want to pull to one specific area of study or section, we can look at the table of contents to locate that section in our nonfiction book. Trains. A train is a long line of railroad cars hooked together. Trains move on tracks. Parts of trains. Trains have wheels that fit over railroad tracks. Railroad tracks are long steel rails. Locomotives pull trains. The train's engine sits inside the locomotive. Rail cars make up the longest part of a train. Freight cars carry goods. Passenger cars carry people. Choo-choo! Trains have loud whistles. Whistles warn people that a train is coming. Okay, I have a couple of questions. What did you learn about trains in this part of the book that I just read? What did you learn about trains in this part of the book that I just read? Turn and talk to your at-home partner. Pause for more time. Okay, my next question is, what did you learn about different kinds of trains in the part of the book I just read? What did you learn about different kinds of trains in the part of the book that I just read? Turn and tell your at-home turn and talk partner. And listen to what they have to say as well. Pause for more time. Okay, let's keep on going. Kinds of trains. Commuter trains carry people on short trips. Subway trains run under city streets. Remember, commuter trains take people every day to their jobs. Passenger trains carry people for thousands of miles. People can eat and sleep on these trains. Freight trains carry coal, grain, and other goods across the country. Remember, goods are items that people buy and use. Friends, my question is the same as my second question before. What did you learn about different kinds of trains in the part of the book that I just read? What did you learn about different kinds of trains in the part of the book that I just read? Turn and talk to an at-home turn and talk partner. Pause the video for more time to share. Okay. Mighty machines. Trains roll through tunnels and under bridges. Trains are mighty machines. Remember, tunnels are passages made under the ground or through a mountain for cars and trains to pass through. That's the end of our book, but we do have our nifty glossary. So I'm going to read through our glossary. I'm going to read what a locomotive is because I kind of forgot. The railroad car that holds the engine to pull the train is the locomotive. So the glossary, remember friends, gives us words that we may not know the definition of and gives us what their meaning is, their definition. So locomotive is the railroad car that holds the engine to pull the train. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to locate where we first saw the locomotive. See the locomotive here. Okay. Let me see if there's another word that I might not know that I would like to use the glossary to help me with. I've heard about subway trains and I think I've been on one, but I'm going to check. Subway train, a kind of train that runs under the ground. Oh yeah, I think I've been on one of those in New York City. Okay. So remember, the glossary is another nonfiction text feature that's very helpful for defining, giving the definition of words that are in the book that we may not know. I have a couple more questions for you. What is something interesting that you learned about trains, either in this book or in your past learning? Please share this with your at-home Turn and Talk partner. Pause the video if you need more time. When talking with your at-home Turn and Talk partner, did you learn anything new from them in your conversation about trains? Wonderful. Okay. My last question is, what is something you learned about trains that surprised you? Share with an at-home Turn and Talk partner. Thank you, friends. I appreciate your ongoing learning at home, and I appreciate parents for being the at-home Turn and Talk partners. Bye.